Dear students, today we will see the concept of swapping. So what is swapping? Swapping is nothing but moving a process from the user space to the backing store, which is nothing but my secondary memory, and bringing it back to the user space. So why this taking out of process from user space to the secondary storage or a backing store and again bringing back is to make sure that proper utilization of the memory space is done, because we don't want to have a process which is not utilized by the user. So let us see how exactly it works with the help of this example. Here we can see there is an operating system and a user space, the memory, and we have backing store. Backing store is nothing but, as I told, it's a secondary storage. So here we can, what has happened here is a process P1 has been swapped out of user space and a process P2 has been swapped in the user space for the execution purpose. Once P2 completes its work, again process P1 will be coming back to the user space for the continuation of its execution. So this condition prevails. Okay, so why it is so? Say here we are, if we are using a round robin algorithm. Okay, what has happened is round robin, a quantum is defined, a time space is defined for a P1. Say for example, time slice defined was 10 milliseconds. So P1 was executing and it is more than 10 milliseconds. What has happened is the P1 has to be taken out from the user space to the backing store, and next 10 milliseconds will be given to the process belonging to P2. So this will continue until both P1 P2 completes. This is one way of handling this. And second case is priority based scheduling, wherein say for example P1 is executing now and suddenly what has happened, a process P2 with higher priority came in, and then obviously we have to make sure that P2 should be given a CPU for the execution, not P1. So P1 has been swapped out. I hope you understand how swapping works. Okay, now as I told, in this case P1 has been taken out of or swapped out from the user space. Now once P2 completes its execution, P1 again comes back and continues its execution. But the problem here is we should be knowing where process P1 will be placed. Is it been placed in the same memory location or in the different memory location? So it depends on the kind of address binding has been used. If it has been done, if the address binding is done at load time, then the P1 will come back to the same address space which was left earlier. If it, during execution, that means address binding is done at execution time or runtime, then it will be placed in different memory location because memory has been allocated during runtime. Okay, so I repeat again, in priority based scheduling, the term used for this swap out and swap in is rollout and rolling. Rollout is nothing but swap out and rolling is nothing but swapping. Now we have to be very much careful in swapping in and swapping out of the processes, especially swapping out the process from the user space. So following three things has to be kept in mind before swapping out any process from the user space. One is swapping time should be as small as possible. That means it takes time to swap in and swap out. So this particular process should not take too much time, otherwise my system will become slow. So we don't like a swapping process which will take long time. It should be as small as possible. Now only process which is completely idle should be swapped out. Okay, as far as possible we should make sure that the process which is not at all used by the user should be swapped out of the memory and put it in secondary memory. Okay, so because we don't want things or processes which are not executed by the CPU right now enough memory so that it will waste my time or a space especially. So only processes which are completely idle should be swapped out. And one more thing to be addressed is never swap a process with pending IO operations. Never swap a process with pending IO operation, otherwise what will happen is uh, it will be like a process with a half done execution will be swapped out. Again, when IO operation is available, you have to swap in again. So the time required to do this will take frequency, and again it adds an overhead to it. So I hope swapping is clear now. Thank you for watching.